2026 has started for every single day.
Do 1 minute every hour is all I need. Hee hee.
You are watching the
Per hour.
vlogs. Good morning. We're starting the day feeding the cats. They're gonna get their regular frisky paste or pate, and we'll just put it here. They divide I divide it into 1/4, right, in 4 equal parts, and then each meal they get half of that 1/4, so they get 1/8 in per meal. And sometimes it makes sense, right? Sometimes it doesn't, but either way, I make sure to squeeze or flatten that portion. Then you go over here, some kibble. Little cup gets half of the kibble, and then that was just because that was like a good amount of portion. That cap doesn't really give a amount. It just made sense. I got it for. I found it and then I started using it. Then we just go like, yeah, come here. Yeah, yeah, come here. Come up here and give them their food. So we're ready to start the day. Today, I won't make the same mistake as last video. I don't know what the day has to offer, but stick around to check out more of the per hour vlogs, and let's get started with it today. So the best way that I start my mornings is by writing on my journal right after I feed my cats, put in my coffee, and I'm like I have done my prayers. I then sit down, open my journal, and I do this practice and where I write down my thoughts. Now, I've been doing this since I was 18, so the systems and the methods have changed a little on how I write on my journals. The way that I do it now is based on this book I read called The Artist's Way. I forget the author, but she said that you want to write them in the morning, right? You want to write, that's why she called them the morning pages. And you do it because in the mornings, because it's when your filters are off and you're able to actually freely write without being judgmental to yourself. And that's the method I use. I just dump all my ideas here and just continue writing for the amount of time that it takes me to fill 3 pages, right? So it's about reaching the quantity. No, it doesn't matter about time. Sometimes it takes me an hour, sometimes it takes me 45 minutes, and sometimes it takes me 30 minutes to do that, right? It's just how quickly I can. So my mama called me and I was talking to her for a long time. Enough so that it was, I missed my entry, so this is right after the phone call. My phone calls with my mama and my dad, they run like about 30 to 45 minutes, and so this is right after that call. They live in Mexico, so our communication are based on phone calls and video chats, right? The video logs. And they also call in because they want to see baby. And this baby is so talkative right now. I don't know why he's telling me, but he's probably like, hey, Dada. Hey, Papa. Play with me. Ay, so cute, so cute. But yeah, my parents, I tell my mom that I have this YouTube video now, this YouTube channel, and if she wants to see a little bit of a glimpse of my life, to check it out. She hasn't told me that she's seen them, but I'll keep on telling her. Like, that's probably like the best way that she can keep up with how life is happening over here. Although we're far away, she can still get a glimpse of me on per hour blogs. So, So we're getting ready to head out again for more winter preparation purchases. We need to get our water hose valves covered because it's going to protect from freezing. And for that, we gotta go to Home Depot. And I don't know how many people are gonna do the same thing. And what I hate is there's a lot of people prepping up for this winter storm that is coming. I can't. I struggle to brush my teeth. It's not fun for me. Never is. Alright, walking with our price positions. A whole bunch of faucet caps, some batteries, and a noodle. Walking out of Home Depot because we're prepping up even more for the winter storm. We all be here, and yeah, so mainly it's protecting the pipes because it's gonna get below freezing. So you gotta make sure the cold doesn't get through your main pipeline, and with that you gotta protect it with that noodle. And the faucets is another way that the cold can enter your house pipes. And batteries, just extra batteries so that we are not left without light. Now, he did mention if we can get candles, but for that we're gonna go to Winco. So this is the haul that we did at Winco. We did two 5-gallon jugs, 5 candles, one of the Virgin Mary, one of St. Jude, one of the Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ, and one of the Guardian Angel. And then the other item was Pampers, some diapers for baby in case we need them. But we're gonna rely on cloths, obviously. But the reason why we're getting extra is because there might be power outages, and if there's power outages, we can't do diaper washing. So that's why we have some extra. Little baby Demi is right here. He accompanying us all throughout this journey. But so let me tell you the traffic situation of our interstate. My sister called me at 8 a.m. like around 8 a.m. to tell me that the highway was going to be super packed because there was an accident. Okay, now fast forward to 1 p.m. The interstate is still closed down due to that accident that my sister told me about. And we did come to our town to go to Home Depot and go to Winco, and then to Sally's, and then to get some Whataburger. And now that we're gonna go back, we thought it was gonna be cleared off, but it's not. So the GPS is taking me to another reroute, and it's gonna go through the countryside, so it's gonna be actually more beautiful than just going to the interstate. But it is going to be 30 minutes instead of, what is it, like 15 roughly minutes that it usually takes. I'm finally back home. We're nice and rested. We already took a little break of the whole journey that we had this morning, starting with the whole chaotic situation of going into our town and seeing that there was traffic, and that whole situation with the traffic, and going to the stores that we needed to do some winter storm preparations, right? Getting those faucets prepped so that they don't freeze. And then after that, we took a quick lunch. I'm gonna tell you about that Monterey melt. The Monterey's melt is back, guys. I was so excited to get that first bite in. Woo! I waited a whole year for that to happen, so we enjoy that. And then taking that extra route that took us 30 minutes to get, but it saved us a whole hour of being in traffic. I don't do traffic, right? So now we're back here in the house and we're ready to start going.
I'm gonna pick it back up where I left off yesterday, and from there on, we can talk about that. But other than that, yeah, I'm back home, back ready to work and continue this vlogs. It was a chaotic morning, but we made it, right? Let's keep on going, guys. Woo! It feels like all I'm doing is cleaning printers. So my wife asked me to make sure that the Canon printer is working properly. And initially, it was not, because I would send the test prints or the sheet prints, and then it would come up like this. And I was like, no! And then it would come out like that. And so I did some settings in the Canon itself, and what ended up working was the ink flush, because they were so clogged that it needed to flush some ink out. And then finally it made this. So I'm doing a final head cleaning. So while that is happening, perfect. And I don't need to check because I already did. The other thing, I'm gonna come up out here and do the winter storm preparation, which is the containers that are gonna go in those things right there. I don't know if you can see it right there. And I have them right here, right on my car. And let's just test one out. So here's the item, and this technically just goes in this just like that, and nice and tight. Believe it or not, I spent the last hour just installing those faucet covers, as well as installing this pool noodle looking thing into a metal pipe that intakes water into the building. And so that first one you saw me install right there, that one was quick, right? But then the ones that took a while was the one in the back, right? Because I had to remove a hose and then install the cover. And then I had to go to the apartments, remove a hose and install it, walk on over to the other side and install it. And the one about that one, they had like a break that was offset from the wall. So I had to find a way to cover it properly. And then after that one was done, the next one was that metal pipe that goes into the workshop house. And that one I had a custom fit. I had to use the noodle, I had to use double-sided tape, and I had to use a knife just to cut to size it and properly angle it appropriately, right? So that's what I spent this past hour. And then when it was the time, Alonda calls me in. It was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I was installing those things. Like, wow, those took a while. And then she was like, you need to take a baby. You need to take care of a baby. So I was like, okay, I'll be a baby. And here I am. With an interest. I did a focus work session. This past hour, I worked on all the beanies that I gotta do for this order. And that one right there is the last one I gotta do. So that's perfect. Then I continue over here and I'm gonna begin to remove this, and I'm gonna work on doing this and prepare them for submission, or prepare them to turn in pretty much. So get them ready, get them through the stages of removing this clear section, removing the little dots in the eyes right here, cleaning this up, cleaning the fibers here, and then finally in here removing the backing. So we gotta end it up like this, and that will be next. And I'm gonna start once that one is finished. I'm just taking a break because I took, like I said, what I just did in the past hour was a focused work session where I just did the beanies. I said, okay, I need to just sit down, focus, and make them, get them all done. And like it's like clockwork right there. The last one's finished, so we begin that other process, and that's gonna be in the next hour. So I'm most likely gonna do a time lapse for that. All right, I'm finished with all the beanies. Here they are, 10, 10, and 10. Right. So the whole process of the beanies that I did in this past video, it was the removing the clear stabilizer that I put in the front so that it doesn't seep into the fabric. Removing it, doing the little O's, because again, to the little crevices and little cracks. And then after that, I was to clean all the string that was coming out of the fibers, and then removing them, and then cleaning them off with one of these, a roller, a lint roller. And then after that, I moved on to removing the backing. The backing is a stabilizer that doesn't let it stretch and distort the graphic over time or during washes. So that was the process that I did here. What's next over there? This is completed. Moving on, and then what's next over there is DTF, direct to film, and I'll show you that process tomorrow. Direct to film is it prints onto directly to a film, and then from there I can heat press it onto the garments, and I'll be excited to show you that tomorrow, and I just can't wait to show you that. So that's all for this vlog. We finished strong the day with a workout. I did a pull day today, so I started with 2 sets of pull downs, lateral pull downs, followed by cable rows. Now those cable rows I had to go up because last time it was too easy, but this time I struggled. And then went on over to do dumbbell curls, and those burn too. My biceps are definitely gonna feel it. I'm gonna feel my bicep tomorrow. And then to finalize, it was pullovers, and on those I did them easily last week, so I went up on weight, and this time I struggled. I barely got 4 in, but that's good. And with that, we finalized this day. This is the last entry, and I give you thanks. Thank you for watching another per hour blog video, and I will see you tomorrow.